Hello, my name is Michael Asher, and today I'm here to talk to you about COVID 19 and how it affected my life. Now, I live in the great state of New York, and as of right now, there has been 2,300,000 confirmed COVID cases in the state of New York. Obviously, COVID 19 has reached pandemic levels, and we've all been going through it for the past year and a half. Now, this is kind of my story as to how my last year and a half has been. It all started March 2020. I was a 10-year employee of Remington Arms, one of the oldest gun manufacturers in the United States. Enjoyed my job and enjoyed the trade that I was in. Now, as of March 2020, when the crisis did happen, we were all laid off for approximately 2 weeks while the government was setting up their mandates and kind of trying to get the country back on track and deeming what companies would be essential and non-essential. Um, Fortunately, after a 2 week period of being off, they did deem that my job at Remington Arms was an essential job, so I was called back to work. Now, when I had gone back to work, things were a little different. As we all know, there was mask mandates, social distancing, and a few other things that we had to live with brand new to the pandemic. One of the things that really affected me returning back to work was wearing a mask. Now, at my job, wearing a mask just was not possible. My company that I worked for did not believe that wearing a mask was important enough because of the liability of working around heavy machinery and the possibility of getting hurt. So, if you did want to wear a mask to protect yourself from COVID 19, you would have to sign a waiver of liability, meaning that if you did get injured on the job, it would not have been Remington's fault. So, uh, hearing that, I decided not to wear a mask uh, while I continued my working at Remington Arms. Now, we stretch 5 to 6 months later, um, all of our supplying vendors and basically all the small parts that we need to construct a firearm start slowing up because they're getting shut down due to COVID 19 and they're not deemed essential businesses or what have you, whatever reasons, financial problems, it all kind of spiraled downhill. Then at that point, Remington Arms had closed up shop and had laid off 100% of their workforce. So it was a very scary time for me. It was a very scary time for a lot of my friends and family that I have. Um, when trying to reevaluate your life after something crucial like that happens, some kind of opportunities arise to pique your interest, maybe take your life in a different direction, and that's kind of where I went with it. Obviously, getting from point A to point B is a difficult thing, but what happened to me, kind of the things that I went through, I mean, obviously, you work in a place for 10 years, you're randomly let go, and all you can think of is how am I going to survive? Luckily enough, obviously, with the pandemic going on, there were unemployment options. So I did begin to receive some unemployment assistance. And then the great state of New York stepped out and said, hey, you guys have been displaced workers. We're going to give you the opportunity to learn a new trade, get you back in the workforce. And that's currently why I am enrolled at MVCC. I'm doing the HVAC associate's degree, really enjoying it so far. But there have been some hurdles that I've had to step over. I mean, that being social distancing, quarantine, not being able to do the things that you're normally used to, like going out and having a barbecue with friends and family, just not being able to do the certain things that you've taken for granted over the years. Um, Not being nearly as active as you once would. There's weight gain, there's depression, there's kind of all different things that kind of hit you in different ways that you can see as time goes by. Um, right now, I am in college. I am kind of trying to turn that aspect of my life around, kind of focus in more of a customer-oriented job or career. Um, as far as the pandemic, there are a few things that I agree with. There's a few things that I don't agree with. One being the mandatory vaccinations for certain things, aspects of your life. I am fully vaccinated as of right now. I didn't agree with having to get it, but if it's something that's going to help me progress in life, then that is absolutely what I'm going to do. Um, and of course, in conclusion, I mean, there's been a lot of negative things that COVID has brought to my life and everybody else's life, but there's a lot of positives as well. I did have some time to uh, reevaluate my life. I did have some time to go outside finally when a lot of the mask mandates and things have been lifted, spend time with friends and family, get on little mini vacations, pick up new hobbies. Like I was able to start riding my motorcycle, get out there, get my knees in the breeze, and really just enjoy life again. And to be honest with you, I do think that maybe it has given me a little different outlook on life. And I'm really looking forward to hearing what everybody else has to say about their time in COVID quarantine.